Hey guys. I've been purging a lot of feelings, emotions while I've been here. I don't know, it's so different than what I felt where I've been living than where I'm at now. Like just a lot of things coming to the surface that I just needed to release. Sometimes we pull things into us, right? As people, feelings, emotions, thoughts that, like in the physical world, we move on from, but I guess subconsciously they linger. It's like they're attracted to part of our psyche that we thought we let go of, but we didn't. Yeah? You get what I'm saying? So that's what I want to talk about today, and how to push through these things when we know they're not serving us in a good way, right? So attraction, that's the name of the game. The law of attraction. It's a big part of my life now. It is. And because of this, I've learned for myself, okay, that I've shed my skin in a way, so to speak, that the way that I used to live my life, the way that I used to look at things in my life, people, places, things, feelings, they no longer fit around who I am. Who, by allowing this mindset of life to grow with me, okay, I've expanded to a point where my old sense of physicalness, of being, no longer can hold my true self. See? Like I said before, as you go on this journey, like you grow, you don't change who you are completely. You know, there's always going to be bits of you that you've taken along from your childhood in this life, from past lives that you lived. There's always going to be bits and pieces who make you you. And there's nothing wrong with you. That's the whole point that you realize on this journey, is there never was. You just didn't know how to navigate you. So, see, attraction, okay, the attraction itself is defined as the action or power of evoking an interest or liking to someone or something. In physics, which is also going to be touched upon in this episode, because you know I like to combine spirituality and science. I mean, you know I do. But in physics, okay, you guys, it means a force under the influence in which objects tend to move towards each other, okay? So being vibrationally aligned with who you are means what you truly want attracts what you want to you. Do you doubt this? Probably. I did. Fuck. And I can't blame myself or you if you do doubt it. I can't. But through our doubts, if we're open-minded, we can begin to understand. And understanding is growing. So, for me, I really started looking at this. And I think, as humans, we have been taught that, you know, the opposite is true. That what we want has to be hard to come by. And that's why we don't have what we want. That's what I realized. Because Your doubt, okay? Your doubt is not in alignment with who you truly are and what you truly want. It's the opposite. See? Your soul, your higher self, your inner guidance tries to tell you how fucking special you are and capable you are all the time. But you just don't listen. Instead of embracing the idea of attraction, you embrace the idea of being a repellent. And it's hard to hear, but it's often the fucking truth, you guys. And I know, because I too had to work on my own inner hearing. I had to listen to the fact that I was repeatedly repelling my own wants and truths and desires because I didn't want to realize how I was living for so long was, let's call it off course. A little off course. I won't say wrong, okay? I won't say I was living wrong because, as you know, I believe we learn our entire lives. Well, we are capable of learning. But yeah, for me, I view it as off course because what I realized I was doing was I was stopping myself. I was stopping myself from allowing myself to learn. And I got complacent in all that I thought I fucking knew. See, I think the big problem is we don't believe in ourselves the way we're meant to. Essentially, it boils down to you don't have what you want because you don't believe in your own worthiness to have it. And so you live a life of so-called good enough, all because of your ignorance to the value of self. Because if there's any doubt, then what you're doing is pushing against the view that what you want also wants you. And in doing so, you have become vibrationally unaligned with what you want. Okay, because honestly, if you are aligned, truly aligned, then how could it not want you? How could you possibly be aligned? And guys, the feeling of being aligned means it all makes sense. And if it all makes sense, right, it lines up nicely in a line. See? Right? So, if that is the case, then how could it not want you too? I mean, think about it. Because if it makes sense, then it is right. And if it is right, then it is good. And if it is good, then it feels good. And if it feels good, then it is a vibrational match for what you are. And if it is a vibrational match, that means it's aligned and we have come full circle here. And now do you see what I'm saying? What is it? It goes hand in hand? Look at it this way, okay? This law of attraction. It's a law. Which means it works the same way for everyone. That's what laws are supposed to fucking do, in case you weren't aware. I know sometimes it's iffy around in the public, but that's what a law is fucking meant to do. Works the same way for everyone. Everyone. Not just for so-and-so because she's so pretty, or not just for that fucking dude over there because he's got some fucking big Ivy League education. No. Last I checked, everyone, well, that fucking includes you too. Duh. So, the doubting, okay? the doubting that you're not, I don't know, happy enough or rich enough or in the right place, or those doubts are nothing but baseless fears of physical nature. Honestly, I like to look at fears like this, okay? Picture clouds in the sky. Clouds in the sky, okay? Clouds are always there, but yet they are fleeting. And like fears, some are darker than others, right? But once we have seen them for a time, the clouds always dissipate at some point. And so goes with fear. View them view fears as dissipating in life, and they no longer hold on to you as they once did. No matter how dark they may seem, they always disappear. I'm just saying, start viewing fear that way. Or even like the sky itself being a blue cap to our earth, right? The sky is simply an illusion. The sky isn't blue. The sky isn't even sky, because the closer you get to it, you see beyond it is space and infinity. Therefore, by this point of view alone, letting the fear clouds that dot this illusion of sky is just piling on more illusion, right? I don't know. Helps me kick fear in the ass when I need to. So, as far as attraction itself, right? Well, it has come to be believed to be a very physical thing, hasn't it? But in essence, it's always been about vibrations. When you focus on the doubt, you attract more doubt. See, the base 3 ingredients to living in the universe and embracing the law of attraction within the universe is 1, attracting, 2, creating, and 3, allowing. When we focus solely on the physical of the first step, we often feel misguided because we simply didn't complete the recipe, you guys. We just didn't finish the steps. See? And that's where we start falling back into the illusion of fear that we are not going anywhere in our life. Abraham Hicks talked recently. Well, I listened to it recently. I don't know when they actually talked about it. But anyway, I want to share some of it with you because it clicked for me. And, well, usually if it clicks for me, then it clicks for the people who listen to me. Soul tribe, right? But no, they mentioned the law of physics and how the law of physics and the law of attraction are very much in the same ballpark, right? So I was thinking about that. And the difference, is we can physically see things with physics. It's like matter and such, right? Fucking duh, the base word is the same. But because we've been so used to being able to see reality, we bank all we are, all we can be, solely on what is currently being seen. Remember number 3 above that I mentioned is allow. So, why is it we allow in physics, but struggle to just allow once we are at step 3 in the law of attraction? So I was thinking about. So back to Abraham. They discussed how, we don't have to study the law of gravity. We don't go to school to make sure we work with the law of it. And if we doubt the law of it, we shall float up and be gone. No. The law of gravity works as it does because it just is. And it works freely for everyone, right? Simply because it just is. And we readily accept this without any doubt whatsoever. There's fucking no doubt. We can't see gravity. We don't really feel gravity. We can't touch it or taste it, but we fucking believe in it without a second thought of it not being there. So too works the law of attraction. The issue is we think ourselves out of believing in it because we say things like, oh, I can't see how that would be possible for me. So-and-so can't possibly feel that way about me. Or I'll never afford to taste the finer things in life. Or have my feet touch a beautiful foreign location. So easily we dismiss the things we want to attract by focusing on the lack or the opposite of what we want to attract. And I've come to sense a big part of this, at least in my own experience, is because we truly do not believe we are worth such attractive things. Honestly, we are a species that is embarrassed to receive. And the law of attraction is all about being able to receive, being comfortable, allowing things to come to you. I mean, think about it. Think about it for a second. Let's say you have a good friend, right? And they're going out, it's like a first date or whatever, and they're all beautifully done up. Yeah? And the minute you give them a compliment, they push it off. I mean, look, I'm a girl, okay? So I'm going to speak to this. We get pretty to feel fucking pretty. But if someone says, hey, you look pretty, we're like, no, stop. You're just saying that. Fucking right? Why? Because we believe that we are not supposed to attract what we fucking want. We feel unworthy of it. I don't know. We have been taught that if we accept it, we're what? I don't know. Conceited, cocky, arrogant. Why? How about we delete all those terms and just call it like it fucking is, and we start fucking accepting what we attract? I mean, isn't that easier than the fucking game we play as a society of quote unquote, we're not fucking worthy? Shit. Look, how about we just accept that the high vibrations we put out are now coming back to us, and we allow them to because we know we are not conceited or cocky or arrogant. No, we just know that we are worthy. And so is he, and so is fucking she. Everyone. I don't know. I mean, if you think about attraction itself, it is an instinct, is it not? I mean, when it comes to like physical attraction, we don't go around thinking about it. Like, yeah, I think I'm going to be attracted to him or her. Sounds like a plan. Yup, thinking about it. And how I'm going to feel attracted now. It's not a fucking activation. Fuck. Oh, you can't think to feel. Remember? Like, physically, okay, a magnet, it doesn't think to pull metal objects towards it. Because metal is attracted to the vibrations of the magnet. Instinctively, it is pulled into it. Basically, vibrationally, the magnet seeks metal, and so the metal finds magnet. That's the way the law of attraction works in all aspects, be they fucking science-y, or for us, as humans co-creating our lives with the universe. So, no. No. Attraction is never a thought. It's a feeling. It's a natural state to find someone attractive. It's instinct. You can't force it. It just happens, right? Sometimes it's instant. Sometimes you get to know the person and then it takes time and then you see the things. I don't fucking know. There's no guideline, right? It's an instinct. Just as the metal is attracted to the magnet, it and you feel the pull and your interest is piqued. Same goes with ourselves, our lives, you guys. Not just about being attracted to others, but what you desire all around. Same fucking deal. But we dismiss it because we allow our doubts to overcome us. We need to stop. Because I think it's time we stop putting our lives into the hands of others. At least as much as we do to lose ourselves in our own story. Stop playing small in your own life story. I mean, stop worrying about who's reading it, right? Stop being the supporting role. I don't know. If we can take responsibility for our life as our own unique creative adventures, if we go step by step in the law of attraction, if we allow our thoughts and perceptions to be the ones we truly want, then we create our own reality. Really. Because the simple fact is, the decisions we make and the choices we align ourselves with create the world we know. And what's the world we know? Ding, ding, fucking ding! Yup. It's our reality. We only know what we know. So that's all reality is. Hence, that's why they say it's a matrix. It's as real as you presume it to be. So the question becomes, what kind of reality do you really want to live in? And I know some will say, well, I don't want negativity, but still negative things happen in my life. Yeah. Yeah, I can tell you why. So I will. Because maybe it can help you understand a little better. And by understanding, we can change our own lives. So remember the 3 steps I mentioned in the law of attraction, right? I recommend whenever you feel negative thoughts or doubts or fears or whatever, repeat those steps. Restate those steps. 1, attract. 2, create. 3, allow. See, believing the negative is what keeps them coming. What happens is we fall into victim mode. We start blaming and shaming and pointing fingers at whatever else we can besides our own focus. We do. We start believing that life is happening to us. But it never is. We are controlling our reality every step of the way, you guys. Because if you feel you're the victim in a situation, okay, whatever it may be, then you are giving your power away. And it's all about the perception you perceive yourself to be in. I mean, how can you be both the victim to all circumstances of the universe and a master of your own universe at the same time? Simple fact is you can't. You fucking can't. You have to be in that creator mindset. And I think that's where a lot of people misunderstand the law of attraction. It's step 2 and 3 that trip us up. And I, for one, think technology helps us fuck that up. I do. Because we expect instant. We expect instant. We expect, well, look at me. I thought the thought, felt all positive about it, and fucking nothing. But it's not step 1 and done, though, is it? Remember, the universe doesn't respond to your questions. You have to take actions. Because that's not life. 1 and done is not life. And that's why we fucking reincarnate so many goddamn times. That's another episode. But life can be easy. Can be, but it takes imagination and creativity. And that's where we get scared. Funny though, that's where we get scared because as children, that's where we fucking thrived. And all through life, they tell you, remember your roots, embrace your inner child, right? Yeah. The universe trying so hard to get you to see and understand that the power has been within you all along. So let's go back to the old adult who is feeling the negs of life, right? I say, get out of victim mode. You gotta stop focusing on what doesn't feel good to you. Because that's the attract part you're participating in. It is. Your experiences, all of them, the good, the bad, the ugly, are in your reality because you participate in them. You either resist, accept, or allow them, and whatever they are vibe-wise, and you pay attention to them. So they will continue to bring you those same vibes. Right? A magnet doesn't attract plastic, right? No. Because plastic is not seeking the vibration of magnet, and vice versa. I hope you get what I'm saying. What you focus on comes into focus. You are literally the camera of your own life. You want a nice picture, focus on the nice view. Tune into it. Otherwise, it's a blurry shot, aka an unsure life journey full of doubts and not seeing things clearly. That's why the news focuses so much on the negative side of life. To control what we see is to control what we think and is to control what we feel. That's why it's important to be self-aware. Know thyself, as they say. Because if you do, then you know how to create for you. And only you can. I mean, shit. Stop fucking looking outside for answers. Please. Especially when it comes to your own life. And what you want for it. And who you want in it. Nobody is responsible for your own life except you. So why not make it bold and beautiful by putting on your fucking big girl or big boy pants? And owning your own fucking power. I don't know. I say start looking at life a little differently, yeah? That's what I've done. And it's just a tweak in words, you guys, really. But it makes a world. See what I did? It makes a world of difference. Start living the journey. That's it. Start living the journey. Look at life as you living the journey, not just as a journey for the living. I'm going to say that again. Look at life as you living the journey, not just as a journey for the living. And another thing I've come to embrace is the fact that we are co-creators, okay? Meaning we are creating with the universe, with spirit, source, or God, whatever you believe. We do not and have never created alone. That's why there's a step 3. And remember my fucking episode about the number 3. How sacred it is and what Metatron came through with in the channeling about the number 3. If you haven't listened to it, I highly suggest you do. It will help you understand more of the importance of self in the divine plan of life. It's called Three's Not a Crowd. But for those of you who know and have already listened to it, you get what I'm saying. You know? You get what I'm saying here. I hope. Step 3 is allow. Allow. We offer up what we want. And we often get attached to how it should look in a very specific manner. And that is also how we misstep in our living in the law of attraction. Because attachment to outcomes does not allow. It does not allow the great creator of all that is to show us the plan. I've said it before, but sometimes the story written for us must be read in between the lines we have put onto our own pages. There is deep knowledge in the silence or in the empty space between those words that we read aloud as we speak our stories into existence. We have to allow room for what we seek to come to us in ways we may not initially understand. And we do so through grace. Grace in understanding there is always a bigger picture. And that, as I've said, what we want wants us too. Once we stop thinking so much and start living moment to moment, day by day, we allow ourselves to stop focusing on those doors that we thought kept closing on us. And we start to see the ones that are opening. Or maybe we just allow ourselves, a little bit of time to look around the room and notice that, hey, you know what? That fucking window over there makes a nice option too. Because shit, you guys, having grace in life allows us to pay better attention when divine assistance is alerting us to a greater plan. I mean, the creator of all that is surely has a more efficient and effective route than our human minds can fathom sometimes. So why not be open to allow that? I don't know, seems logical to me, huh? See, we have to allow ourselves to become empty sometimes. And if we do so with grace, we understand that we are being emptied in order to be filled. But filled in a better way than we had planned or could have imagined before we stepped into the door of step 3, the door of allow. It's not that we are letting our dreams die. I mean, okay, look at me. Honestly, I share for a reason. So here's my life in a nutshell right now. I don't have my own place at this moment. I don't. I ended a 12-year relationship back in 2021 that it wasn't serving anyone's best good for quite some time. Even though great effort was put into it, as best as either one of us could muster at that time, we just had karmas to learn from one another. And basically, it wasn't ever going to become anything more, and it was time to just let it all go. But because of this, I also had to let go of the entire life I built. 12 years is a long time, you guys. It's a lot of life. Yeah, in those years, a lot of life. Right now, my family's spread apart. They're all safe and cared for, absolutely, 100%. But separated at this moment nonetheless, as things are being worked out and figured out. I'm unsure where my next chapter takes place location-wise. Those are details that I'm allowing to present to me. So right now, I'm not working a 9 to 5 or anything like that. From the outside, many would look and be like, damn, that girl's life is in shambles, right? All is lost. But no, not me. Nope. I am still here, living in grace, and allowing all to empty around me. Because I know that I've put forth my best, and my intentions are always pure. I've lived in this world so long the old way, trying to control everything I did. It didn't work. So now I allow. This past year, I allowed my intuition to keep me going, and each step has worked out somehow, some way. So I know the things that appear to be falling away are doing so for a reason, and I'm not scared to let them. I'm a willing participant in my life. Come what may. I am here for it. I've learned that in life, when living within the law of attraction, what used to appear to be so painful is actually not. I can choose whether I wallow in the past or allow my present. I mean, shit. It's literally the difference of one letter, you guys. Wallow with a W, or drop the W, the wah of it all, and just allow. I like that. I don't know. I've come to understand on my journey that what looks like my dreams are dying, okay, are really only the attachment and opinions I may have had about what it all should look like that's dying. See? I know what I want, and I'm not focused on anything else but that. So, it's all making its way into my life, and I've gotten to step 3, and I'm allowing the unfolding right now. I mean, back then, Jen, whoo! Ooh, she would have been freaking the fuck out over the loss of control. But now, dudes, I'm good. And it's funny what some trust will do for you. I no longer allow fear. I allow love. And because of the way I choose to embrace my journey, I know sometimes things have to happen so I can stop dreaming it and start living it. And so I go. And so I flow. I trust that a genius greater than myself has a plan that is unfolding in my life, and I have no need to know until the time is right for me to know. And when it is, I will. Because I am, and I can. And so I allow. I allow it to unfold around me, and with grace, I see those open windows, and when the time is right, I climb through them. Adventuring my way into my co-created life with joy and peace and love and a quiet expectation of fucking nothing but loving the journey as it unfolds. The people who come in and the people who've gone. The places who come and the places that go. It's just through grace, fear is replaced by wisdom, you guys. I seek to be restored to my own inner divine knowing. I look at it as a radiant gift of life, a gift that is mine to have because I attract, create, and allow. I mean, 3 steps is a dance anybody can do. Anybody can. And that's the beauty of it all. And my steps may be harder from an earthly sense than yours, or vice versa. But if you're ready, you can embrace your own self and dance those 3 steps. You just got to know your own knowing. Know your own knowing and ready up. Ready yourself to live your life filled with love, trust, patience, a tender affection, and an absolute fucking boldness. I mean, after all, isn't that what life is all about? For me, it is. It is. And so I say, so be it. And I'll leave it with one more thought before I close out, okay? But we all get tested, you guys. We all get tested in our lives. Everyone on this planet goes through it in some way, you know? And what's important is what we take away from the tests. The tests are actually what makes us bigger, brighter, stronger versions of who we truly are. So when we feel tested in life, we have to remember that the clouds of fear are always dissipating, and that the illusion that we cannot make it through is only as true as the sky is actually fucking blue. That's all for now, my friends. I'll talk to you all later. Bye.